rose on True TV 76,000. I said this last time. Shout out to Mrs. Me Too.
The reason why we watching women's basketball is not just because of one person. It's because of me too, and I want y'all to realize that.
Angel Reese is facing a harsh truth. Her spotlight is dimming, and the drop in viewership is impossible to ignore. Once celebrated and embraced, she's now being questioned more than praised. And the numbers behind the scenes tell an even more troubling story, one that suggests her presence might be hurting the game more than helping it.
Americans are clearly not interested in watching pretend basketball. That's not my opinion.
Expectations were sky high when the Unrivaled League launched, promoted as a revolutionary moment for women's basketball. And at first it looked promising. The league opened with more than 300,000 viewers tuning in for its earliest matchups. An incredible start that had fans believing this was the beginning of something big.
Completely honest here. It is a league first and foremost, and the most important thing is that the league long term is going to be profitable, or at least it looks like it has the potential to be. Otherwise, once that TV deal is done in 3 years, it's over. And right now, this has not been the greatest look in.
Fans were eager to watch the league's brightest stars step onto this new platform, and Angel Reese was one of the biggest attractions. But as the season went on, a worrying pattern appeared. The viewership steadily declined, and the drop was most dramatic during the games where Reese took the floor. With some of her matchups barely reaching 100,000 viewers, the question grows louder. Is Angel Reese failing to capture the audience the way everyone expected?
Unrivaled, averaging 204,000 viewers to date. Monday night, there were 2 more games broadcast on TNT. The first game was between the Vinyl and the Phantom. Interesting choice of words, Phantom. It perfectly describes their ratings. Their audience is a ghost. They literally cannot find.
Many believe that Angel's return to the Unrivaled League would boost ticket sales, increase viewership, and surpass nearly every other player in popularity. But the reality has unfolded differently. She simply doesn't generate the same excitement as Caitlin Clark. And now viewers are choosing to watch players like Kate Martin instead. For Angel, this league seems to serve more as a paycheck than a platform for dominance. And the numbers prove it. When she plays, viewership drops dramatically, suggesting that her draw might not be as strong as originally assumed. Other stars in the league have maintained or even boosted viewership when they're on the court. Reese's games, however, consistently trend downward. Maybe fans expected a more refined version of her play. Maybe the tougher competition is revealing weaknesses that weren't obvious in college. Either way, the declining numbers raise major concerns for both Reese and the league. Her struggles reached a low point when she was benched in favor of Lexi Hull, who simply outperformed her. From the sidelines, Angel watched as Hull stepped into the role she was supposed to own. And when Angel did play, she delivered one of her worst performances of the season. Her presence in the paint wasn't impactful. Her defense showed major lapses. The confidence she built in college was nowhere to be seen. She looked hesitant, out of rhythm, and constantly a step behind. One glaring moment arrived when she was beaten off the dribble multiple times, unable to recover defensively. Another clip, a missed putback layup that hit the bottom of the rim, quickly went viral, becoming a symbol of her struggles. All of this has fueled the growing conversation. Is Angel Reese truly a star at the professional level? Or was she simply a product of hype that isn't holding up?
Angel Reese does not belong in this league. Angel Reese, this league is a paycheck for...
The steady decline in viewership when Reese plays raises a bigger issue. Why aren't fans sticking around to watch her? One explanation may be the gap between expectation and reality. Angel entered the league with a massive brand and a dominant social presence. Many assumed she would dominate professionally the same way she did in college. But the pro level is different, faster, tougher, more skilled, and Angel has struggled to adapt. Fans expecting highlights and dominance have instead watched inconsistency and frustration. And in a league that values versatility, perimeter shooting, and quick pace, Angel's post-heavy game doesn't always translate into exciting basketball. Her recent benching for Lexi Hull only added to the concerns. When someone viewed as a future star gets sidelined, it sends a message, not just to coaches, but to fans. The audience can feel it. They can tell when a player is off mentally, and they tend to tune out.
Is that the Rose and Lunar Owls game had 89,000 people. There were less than 100,000 people watching this game. I mean, that is crazy. It's absolutely, absolutely crazy. Like, this was a game. Sorry, this was a game where Angel Reese played. She is supposed to be the biggest draw.
Angel Reese's time in the Unrivaled League has been nothing short of humbling. The drop in viewership during her games, paired with her on-court struggles, feels like a reality check she didn't expect. Whether this is just a temporary slump or a revealing sign of deeper limitations remains to be seen. But one thing is clear, if Reese wants to reclaim her star power, she'll need more than social media fame and college accolades. The league was supposed to be a bold new chapter for women's basketball. Instead, for Angel, it feels like a harsh spotlight exposing everything she still needs to improve. In the upcoming games, she'll have to prove she's more than just a recognizable name. She needs to show she can be a true difference maker, not just a brand.
Angel Reese played over Azare. Like, they started Angel Reese in the fourth over Azare, and look, Angel Reese had a horrific game. Like, a terrible.
Angel Reese had been waiting for this moment, not just a play, not just a shot, but the moment. The kind of moment that rewrites narratives, silences critics, shifts momentum, and stamps a player's presence into the heart of the game. All season long, whispers had followed her. Doubts, debates, comparisons, endless conversations about whether she truly belonged among the elite. And Angel knew that sometimes a single play, one bold act, could change an entire storyline. She wanted something iconic, something immortal, something that would make her doubters sit back and say, okay, she's her. So she walked the ball up the court with a calm that felt almost unreal. The arena buzzed with tension, a mix of anticipation, curiosity, impatience. The fans wanted a show. Some were rooting for her redemption. Others were waiting for her failure. But everyone was watching. Angel stopped at the logo, not at the three-point line, not at a comfortable mid-range spot, but at the logo, that symbolic territory reserved for the bold, the fearless, and the legendary. She paused deliberately, letting the moment breathe. Her teammates spread the floor. Defenders hesitated, unsure if she was serious. The lights above seemed to intensify, casting a spotlight directly over her. For a split second, it felt like time had slowed, freezing her in the center of the court like the main character in a movie. Every camera zoomed in, every fan leaned forward, every heartbeat in the arena synced with hers. This was her chance to shift the narrative, to reclaim control, to send a message so loud it couldn't be ignored. She rose into her shooting motion, her form stretched upward, her arm extended high, her release smooth, confident, defiant. This was not a timid attempt. This was a declaration, a statement shot, the type of shot superstars take when they want the world to pay attention. But the moment the ball left her fingertips, something fell off. The rotation wasn't tight. The arc wasn't clean. The touch wasn't soft. Instead of slicing the air like a perfect sniper's bullet, the ball traveled awkwardly, drifting, wobbling slightly, betraying the confidence she shot it with. And then the sound, a harsh, metallic clank as the shot slammed against the rim with brutal force. Not a gentle bounce, not a near miss, not even an encouraging rattle around the cylinder. Just a cold, unforgiving rejection. The ball ricocheted so violently that even players on the bench flinched. It was the kind of miss that doesn't just signal failure, it embarrasses. The type of miss that becomes a clip, a meme, a reaction video before the game even ends. The arena reacted instantly. A loud, collective groan rippled through the stands, the kind that carries disappointment, shock, and secondhand embarrassment all at once. Some fans covered their mouths. Some shook their heads. Others simply sat there frozen, unable to believe what they had just witnessed. What made it even worse was the timing, because mere seconds later on the other side of the court, the player she has been compared to more than anyone, Caitlin Clark, received the ball in the exact same spot. And without hesitation, without theatrics, without pausing for dramatic effect, Caitlin rose up and launched her long-distance three. Her release was clean. Her footwork was precise. Her shot floated through the air with perfect rotation. And unlike Angel's attempt, Caitlin's shot didn't clank. It didn't rattle. It didn't even touch the rim. It fell straight through the net, swish, with the elegance of a master artist finishing a signature brushstroke. The crowd erupted, exploding with the kind of energy that only a flawless shot from a superstar can generate. And in that moment, the contrast was undeniable. Angel Reese had tried to seize her moment. Caitlin Clark effortlessly took hers. The emotional weight hit Angel immediately. Her eyes dropped downward. Her jaw tightened. Her shoulders stiffened. She tried to run back on defense like the miss didn't bother her, but anyone watching closely could see it, the frustration simmering beneath the surface. This wasn't the signature moment she imagined. This wasn't the narrative-changing highlight she hoped for. This wasn't the message she wanted to send. Instead, it became the exact opposite: fuel for critics, ammunition for doubters, evidence for those who already questioned her place among basketball's rising stars. And yes, One shot doesn't define an entire career, but moments like these do define perception, and perception is powerful. The commentators could barely contain themselves as they broke down the sequence. Reese wanted that logo shot. She wanted to make a statement, but Clark just showed the difference between confidence and mastery. That's the one Angel needed, and that's the one Caitlin hit. This is a gap people keep talking about. Online, the reaction began instantly. Clips were posted, comparisons were made, fans debated fiercely in the comment sections. Some defended Angel. She's allowed to miss. Everyone misses. She's under pressure, give her time. She's still finding her game. Others didn't hold back. This is exactly why she struggles at this level. That shot was a cry for attention, not basketball IQ. She wanted a viral moment, but ended up giving Caitlin another one. Even the players on the court felt the shift. Angel's teammates tried to encourage her, but the energy had already changed. Her opponents smelled blood in the water. And Caitlin, calm as always, jogged back on defense like hitting a logo 3 was just another day at the office. Angel Reese kept playing, but the moment haunted her. The miss echoed in her head. The crowd's groan replayed itself like a broken record. The comparisons with Caitlin felt louder than ever. Her shot had been meant to inspire confidence, to assert dominance, to create a highlight that would live forever. Instead, it became the symbol of everything she was struggling against. The pressure, the expectations, the critics, the weight of being compared to someone performing at a generational level. Angel wanted her moment. She went for it boldly. She took her shot, but it wasn't her moment. Not tonight. Not like this. And deep down, she knew it, but she also knew something else. One miss doesn't end a story. It only adds a chapter. And whether this chapter becomes her downfall or her comeback, that's up to her.
Lexi Hull showing Angel Reese how it's done. It was an awful game for Angel Reese. Guys, she's getting.
Even though the league is stacked with high-profile talent, Kate Martin is emerging as Unrivaled's true breakout star. While Reese continues to fight for consistency, Martin has quietly and consistently risen above the rest. No excessive hype, no giant spotlight, just pure production. Against Reese, she sent an unmistakable message. Martin controlled every part of the game, scoring, passing, hustling, defending. She outworked everyone on the floor. And when Angel drove into the paint, Martin met her with a clean, powerful defensive stand that knocked Reese to the hardwood. It was symbolic. One player living up to expectations, the other drowning under them. The Laces dominated the game from start to finish, exposing every weakness in Reese's squad. Martin's leadership was undeniable. She dictated the tempo, stepped up in big moments, and led her team to another commanding win. While the Laces stayed undefeated, Reese's team continued to stumble. And at this point, it's clear. The real star emerging from Unrivaled isn't Angel Reese, it's Kate Martin.
But Angel Reese specifically has been brutally exposed. And her own fans have stopped watching her in this thing. They have stopped watching. How do you know? 89,000 viewers last Saturday when she was on TV. 89,000.
Angel Reese's ongoing struggles raise a pressing question. Can she adapt and prove she's more than just a name? Time will tell. But on this night, one thing was certain. Kate Martin outshined her in every way. And beyond that, one reality looms large. If Caitlin Clark were an Unrivaled, the entire league's landscape would be different. She'd be hitting logo threes, torching defenders, and putting on a nightly shooting clinic. Unrivaled was built to highlight elite talent, yet it's already struggling to keep eyeballs on the screen. Clark's presence would not only dominate the league, it would expose just how large the gap is between her level and the rest. But Clark isn't an Unrivaled. She's preparing for another historic WNBA season, refining her skills, sharpening her game, and gearing up to break even more records. Meanwhile, Unrivaled is losing momentum. Ratings are falling. Early excitement is fading. The league depends heavily on star power. And without players like Clark, the difference in talent becomes impossible to ignore. Caitlin Clark is a once-in-a-generation player. And without her, Unrivaled simply isn't delivering the mainstream impact it promised.
She's incredible. She's got range that you have to pick her up basically as soon as she crosses the half-court line because she's dangerous from everywhere. Like, you're watching shooting against her, like Caitlin Clark's going to be in that conversation here for years. Not like that girl can